Happy October, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. And yes, in spite of missing it last week, this Saturday we are, of course, going back down the rabbit hole, continuing on with that Jenny McCarthy interview that we have to take a paragraph at a time for the level of stupid and absolute hatred for people like me existing, that she would rather risk diseases coming back than have a child that is, I don't know, like me or my little nephew, which I'm sorry. We're not going to do that, Jenny. We're really not going to do that. Anyways, for that, I do want to apologize for last week and missing both Down the Rabbit Hole and the Snake Oil Salesman. I kind of took a little bit of a break. I just didn't even really think about it, but I do want to go ahead and apologize. We are still continuing on. It's just sometimes to work with these videos and the research that goes into it and finding sources, as well as keeping up with everything that's going on in the government right now, can get to be a bit much. But so I want to first say I appreciate you all being patient with me as always. I know you guys have reached out to me about a live. I understand that. I just feel like if I go live, I'm going to do nothing but rant. And granted, there's nothing new in that, but it would have special vehemence that may make the target on my back even larger. So, until I can calm down and there's at least some dust settling, although I'm slowly losing hope that that's ever going to happen either, I apologize, folks, but we're going to be continuing on with the series, of course. We're going to continue to go after the JRC until we don't have to anymore, which means when they're no longer here. So, without further ado, real quick disclaimer. If you're folks, on this channel, we have it marked out for kids for a reason. I use profanity, also trigger warning. Some of the subjects that we do cover on this channel can be particularly triggering. So, if you have a child that is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision very much advised, alright? Okay. Sorry about that. Usually I have better disclaimers, but I'm a little rusty, so just hang in there with me, alright? Apologize. I know the light's weird too, but I don't know how to fix that. I'm an amateur. Anyways, let's go to where we were the other day. We're going to read two of them. And yet, in many cases, vaccines have effectively eliminated diseases. Okay, we read that. Oh, this is the one I wanted to read. Your collaborator recommends that parents accept only the Haemophilus influenza type B, HIV, and tetanus vaccine for newborns, and then think about the rest. Not polio? What about the polio clusters in unvaccinated communities like the Amish in the U.S.? What about the 2004 outbreak that swept across Africa and Southeast Asia after a single province in northern Nigeria banned vaccines? Let's also talk about the outbreak that literally just happened last year thanks to RFK Brainworm Jr. Oh wait, we're not allowed to talk about it? Yeah, he didn't. The fuck he did. Okay? The fuck he did. Spare me. What this is showing, this particular interviewer, I'm going to say it, I'm going to be critical, this is one of the worst softball interviews I have ever seen given to an anti-vaxxer in my goddamn life. And for the love of God, I spent at least 2 hours watching the 2-part interview that Megyn Kelly did with RFK Jr. She hit back harder on him than what this journalist is doing. Literally a MAGA microphone hits back harder than this particular interviewer. Where the hell did he go to journalism school? Google? Anyways, let me read what she said. But my God, hit back. Ask better questions. In particular with vaccines, I would go in on, okay, if you believe that, then why does autism present so differently and in so many different varieties that it appears in each of us who has it? Why such fluctuations? If they are all caused by this particular thing here, what do you think causes such variation, Jenny McCarthy? What is your theory on that? Oh, that's right. You won't find anything, folks. Because people like Jenny McCarthy and RFK Jr. would tell you in all actuality, people like me don't exist. At worst, they'll tell you that we are liars and grifters and trying to steal from you. At worst, they look at us as a threat. I know, I've had to put up with over 20 fucking years of it. I've lost count with how many death threats I've had in my life. Internet, real life, it's just... If I read this in somebody's novel, I would just look at them and say, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Nobody goes through that much shit. Anyways, not the point. The point is, get better interviewers. Do not softball these anti-vax folks. Because if you continue to do so and this gets worse, you're going to wish somewhere down the line that you did. Back when all of a sudden we start looking a little bit more something like the Dark Ages. Dark Ages with AI. Yeah, because that makes it better. She said that I do believe that some diseases coming back to realize that we need to change and develop the vaccines that are safe. If the vaccine companies are not listening to us, it is their fucking fault that the diseases are coming back. They're making a product that's shit. If you give us a safe vaccine, we'll use it. It shouldn't be polio versus autism. Jenny McCarthy, it is not autism versus polio. Sit the fuck down. How many of us should die, Jenny? How many autistic babies are you willing to sacrifice for your delusion? 1? 2? A town? A city? A country? A continent? How many of us have to die, Jenny, to satisfy you in regards to vaccine safety? Because, Jenny, it's not their products that are shit. It is your brain that is shit. It is your delusions and your desperation to convince yourself that what your son was diagnosed with is everybody else's fault but your own genes. Okay? It is not the vaccine's fault. They did not cause anything. You are born autistic. It's not something that happens to you. This is not like more viral diseases. You know, like smallpox, for example. that they're trying to protect your kid from.
For all of these reasons and more, there's always been what to many people.
My mom has worked in healthcare for, God, over 40 years. She has told me about the reemergence of all these viral illnesses that she didn't even have to deal with even back in the early 90s when they used to have an attached smoke deck with roof and heater inside off of one of the old state hospitals. Okay? Long time. If she tells me the hospitals are starting to get overwhelmed because we have diseases that once were almost eradicated become real and start affecting larger and larger pockets of populations all the time, I'm going to believe her. And to really bring this home to Jenny, polio kills, smallpox kills, measles complications can kill, tetanus can kill, HIV type B can kill. All the diseases our infants are inoculated against can kill. In fact, those very diseases are the reason why in the past there was such a high infant mortality rate. Hence why women were expected to get pregnant young, often, and as constant as humanly possible because the infant mortality rate was so high and people needed workers. Hate to be blunt, but history isn't pretty, folks. Okay? That is why they do the vaccines when they do. That's why they get as many in as they humanly can, because they're doing it to protect your child. It's not the decision of autism versus polio. It is death versus polio. Okay?
That's just gone now. There's no public integrity section.
Are you going, it's literally vaccines versus polio.
Pretty weird spot, and it gets weirder and weirder, and then.
Want to know why I say that? Because autism doesn't kill you.
No explanation that sits.
I mean, I'm 40. Here next month, exactly 1 month from yesterday, I'm going to be 41 years old. I have been diagnosed as three different medical teams of being autistic.
That's the single weirdest detail I think I've heard.
3 of them.
You know, there's a great deal of.
My being autistic has not in any way, shape, or form affected my physical health. Being an autistic person in a world not built for me has definitely messed with my health. But being autistic has not done anything to harm me in any way. In any way. You're not like my kid. My kid does this, that, this, that, this, that. Please, for the love of God and all that's holy, shut up. I used to be nice and kind, and I know they're desperate, and I know they don't understand, but I really do need you all to shut your mouths and use your ears. God gave you 1 mouth and 2 ears. Which of these do you think he wants you using more? Exactly. Exactly. You're playing with the public health of not only your child, but everybody else's child out there in the community. It's a domino effect when it comes to these diseases. One person gets it and it's just like that. Schools are cesspools for illness. So are call centers. So are medical centers. Do you see how badly this can go? But Jenny's like, We just have to accept that those dangerous diseases are going to come claim these children until they make it better. They've already made it better, you dumb bimbo.
But then I don't ask, but what does the second rider say? And does this inform you at all? It's not hard to get these evidence.
Anybody else tell I want to use another word?
In the Comey matter, in 20 days, the prosecution motion gets filed.
Alright, we're going to read the next paragraph here. I tried not to get angry, but who the hell are you to say that all these other people, kids, not just your own, but kids out in your community, you are willing to risk them and their health just because you fear autism that much? You fear your kid being autistic more than you fear your kid dying. That's beyond fucked up. Next paragraph. And yet, in many cases, vaccines have effectively eliminated diseases. Damn near every case. You see what I mean by it being a softball interview? Even look at the words, the way he's phrasing things. Put me in there in a room. I got questions. Measles is among the top 5 killers in the world of children under 5 years old. Yet it kills virtually no one in the U.S. thanks to vaccines. Exactly. There is complications when it comes to measles. We have lived in a world with vaccines for so long that we have forgotten how deadly these diseases are if we did not have the vaccines to help in lessening the severity when they do hit. Because that's how vaccines actually work, folks. It's not going to stop every single batch of measles. What it will do is make sure that it doesn't get to a dangerous level where the life of the child becomes at risk. That's why you take those shots. Measles is not just a childhood annoyance that it's known as now. What has rendered it that way are the very vaccines that she's pissing all over. She says, people have misconception that we want to eliminate vaccines. Please understand that we are not an anti-vaccine group. The fuck you're not, Jenny. No, you want it done the way you say it. Because you feel like you know better than all the scientists, the doctors, the developers, the pharmacologists. You know better than all these people who have studied medicine their entire lives. They have studied medicine their whole lives, have done thousands of vaccines over multiple decades, some of them. But no, Jenny McCarthy knows what's better for your child in their infancy to protect them from infant mortality than those doctors do. We're demanding safe vaccines. They are safe, Jenny. Not everything in this world is 100% safe. Even breathing is not 100% safe. You can get up off your bed and pull a damn muscle in your lower back. It's called getting old. Okay? Now, does that mean I need to try to not stand up in the morning because I may pull a muscle? Or does that mean it's just simply a part of life and getting older?
Right now, search Talking Fans on YouTube and subscribe. Thanks, Harry. Thank you, man. Love this video.
Yeah.
Support independent media and unlock exclusive
Okay. We want them more safe. We want that autism to stop. We don't want to choose measles between if it's between measles or autism, we'll stand in the line for fucking measles. You wouldn't if you didn't have the vaccine inside of you, Jenny McCarthy. If you did not have that vaccine put in you from childhood, and you got the measles, do you have any idea what that could do to you? We're gonna pull it up again, just for funsies. Hold on, folks. Sorry. There we go. Oh, for the love of God. Sorry, folks. Sometimes this keyboard and I get into fights. Hold on, folks. Sometimes it does that. It drives me nuts. I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to read this. I know I've read it again previously. So, it causes high fever, runny nose, red and watery eyes, tiny white spots inside the cheeks appear after 8 to 12 days of exposure. Rash, ammonia. This is a common complication, especially in young children, and is a leading cause of death from measles. As a person who's had pneumonia, Jenny, when I had the kind of illness that was so bad that it probably would have really messed up a young child's rib cage if they survived it. I remember that every single breath was agony. Every breath. It was awful. And it took weeks of recovery to get back. Encephalitis, which is brain swelling, can occur in 1 in 1,000 cases. Now, I'm not saying that could happen every time, but there is complications from measles. And that is particularly brutal on vulnerable newborns. You got the subacute sclerosing panencephalitis. It's a rare fatal degenerative disease of the central nervous system that can occur 7 to 11 years after a measles infection, particularly in children infected before the age of 2. So what that means, Miss Jenny, is that you would condemn your kid 7 years after having the measles because we take it over autism. What that could mean is complete generation of their health. We're talking shutdown. Okay? Immune amnesia. Measles can weaken the immune system, causing it to forget how to fight other diseases it has previously encountered. So what that means is, Jenny, any old disease, anything viral, your kid's going to get hit with it at full force. They have such a weakened immune system, they're not going to be able to fight it off. Do you understand what I'm saying, anti-vaxxers? It's not autism versus the measles. It is, would you rather your child be happy, alive, and autistic, or would you prefer them risk their infant mortality on your feelings, as opposed to the scientists, doctors, bioengineers, and developers that have been studying and doing these types of vaccines for decades. Because me, I'm going to go with the medical professionals. I think most of us would. We're going to go again and close on that one, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time. And as always, folks, we here at Scrolling Tea hope you have a good one. Now, if you'll excuse me, it is cashew chicken time. Goodbye, everyone.